Hello world, this is Nick Petrucia for vlog number 3, interaction number 2. Um, so my friend Fayez that I've been interacting with in this project, initially I had a plan for him that was going to be like go to a baseball game, but that's out of season right now. So I decided to do my cultural interaction at a family tailgate. One of my friends was having a bunch of relatives, a bunch of friends, and his immediate family come up for the Spartan football game this past Saturday versus Northwestern. So I thought this would be a good idea because at a tailgate you've got the good food, you got the country music, people are usually drinking beer. It would be a very typical um, piece of my culture that would happen on a normal basis during football season. So I figured that this would be a good opportunity for Fayez to kind of feel that part of my culture. So initial thoughts, I mean, I was obviously, I wouldn't say nervous, but I was just anxious that he wasn't gonna he wasn't gonna know me, and he's not good friends with me, so it was gonna be that awkward tension, um, and that he wasn't gonna have a good time. But throughout the day, it was a little awkward in the beginning with Fayez because um, it was just very few of us in the beginning, and we kind of had to walk over there in a small group, and it just seemed a little awkward, and he seemed a little down. But once we got there and we started eating, we grabbed some food, we played a few games. It seemed like he fit right in. I mean, he was talking to my friend's parents. Um, he was talking to friends of friends and stuff like that. It seemed like once it got going, it was like he was excited to be there and excited that he was kind of meeting new people, and it was this different experience for him. So the reactions were all pretty positive throughout the day. Behaviors that I had to adjust. Um, One big one was I'm usually on game day I would be drinking. I'm 21 now. I'm a senior, so it's it kind of becomes routine on game day. I would normally be drinking, but I felt like with Fayez there that it was my responsibility to not make him feel out of place if he's not able to drink, or if he has religious tie downs that say that that's not acceptable in his culture. So I wanted to make sure that he didn't feel out of place at all throughout the day because I was getting drunk or drinking and stuff like that. So um, and just Fayez being there kind of made me on alert of like I need to make sure that he's entertained, or I need to make sure that he's, you know what I mean, having a good time, just talking to people, getting the whole experience. So that was always kind of in the back of my mind. It kind of directed my thoughts and actions throughout the day. A couple a couple key insights that I took note of and kind of reflected on after the interaction with Fayez was the college drinking culture and how that kind of plays in, especially on game day. Because it kind of just feels like after a while, whether it's your freshman, sophomore, or now like my senior year, now that I am actually 21, it's just become such an expectation that yeah, it's game day, you're gonna drink, and how that plays into other people's cultures, like Fayez, who's a Muslim, and he can't drink alcohol. So how does that make certain people feel in those scenarios, whether they're accepted into that culture? So that kind of made me reflect on how that I never really thought about that in from that perspective. And then also just generally, a lot of people at Michigan State don't get to be a part of game day culture or going to the football games. That's just not something they ever feel accepted in or think that they're a part of. So I'm just thinking how important it is that these interactions happen and we're able to share experiences from other cultures together. So it was a cool way of bringing Fayez and seeing his reaction and his excitement, and overall interaction 2 was definitely a success. So signing off.